Boom.
So what you saw there is pretty much a maneuver that can be only performed by 3 people in this world. How you doing, my gorgeous friends on the internet? Hope you're doing good. We are back, exciting times on the DevEd channel. By not coding, but I guess we're gonna do a bit today. I've been looking back at my channel. I'm like, what's something that I have never done before? I've done hamburger menus, I've done illustrations, websites, carousels, all the things, but I've never done a countdown. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a countdown, and this is what it looks like. That's not the one. Hold on. Here's what it looks like. All right, just a simple little thing here that says we're opening up soon, and then you can set a timer, and it's gonna nicely count down because it's a fucking countdown, obviously. So you can make this if you're making a website and you want to have a little countdown, or maybe you're counting down your days till you die. That's fine as well. Or maybe you want to meet somebody special and then you do a little countdown by the time you get together, and then you're gonna. Okay, let's get going. So all I have here is just a little file, just an index.html. There's nothing really added to it. I just added a font, so you can do that as well. Just link my style.css and app.js. All right, so you should be able to do this. It's super easy. And you know, the style.css is pretty much empty, just removing the basic styles and just adding that font, and the app.js is completely empty. So nothing to worry about. I have an illustration here that I got off the internet, but again, I'm gonna link everything in the description on GitHub or something, but it's really not that necessary, to be honest. It's just a random picture. So I'm gonna give you a little bit to set it all up. So I'm gonna wait patiently here. 3, 2, 1, time's up, motherfucker. Okay, let's go. So let's open this thing up. How do you do that? I forgot. I haven't been programming in a while. Okay, there we go. I click this button and there we go. We have an empty file. Fantastical. Okay, so let's go in here in the file, and then let's throw up some HTML. So it's gonna be pretty simple. It's not gonna be too much to it. I'm just gonna create a section here that's gonna be dedicated to this countdown. So coming soon. All right, this is kind of like a front page. What you can also do is program it so when the timer goes to 0, you can remove this page and then load up an actual website. Maybe we can do that in the future. That's actually a cool idea. Why haven't I thought about this sooner? Damn it. Anyway, so in this countdown, we're gonna have a div. Now, the reason why I'm adding a div is because this is, because I'm gonna add flexbox to this, and basically I'm gonna have the image down below. So I want to basically align them nicely. So in here, I'm just gonna add the H2 saying we are opening up soon. All right, or whatever you want. And then in here, we're gonna have a countdown like this. All right, and in here, we're gonna have the containers. So basically, we're gonna have a container for each of these. So the date text, and the actual time. All right, so we're just gonna say container day like this. And then here, we're gonna have a H3 with a class of day. Like that. And this is going to be our actual time. And below that, we're actually going to have the text of day. All right. So this time is actually this. That's going to be updated. And then day is the text. So we're pretty much just going to duplicate this container a few more times and just change up. So we're going to have day, we're going to have hour, minute, and second. All right. So just update these things. So here, we're going to go and say hour, minute, and secondo, second. All right, and make sure you also update the classes here. So day, hour, minute, and second. Actually, we should have done it here as well. So second, minute, alrighty, and then hour and day. All right, so just a countdown with all of these things in here. And that's pretty much all we need. I guess we could add the image. So let's see where we add that. Outside. Okay, so let's make this a section actually. Section like that. Let me just update it really quickly. So we're not filled up with so many divs. Okay, so basically after this big div here, all right, here we're just gonna add our image. Image, example 8 SVG, fantastic name. Okay. Wow, and it's done. Thank you I'm joking. This is the one. All right. So everything is good. Now all we need to do is add a little bit of styling. So what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna grab the H2, because that's the only thing I have, the big title. I'm just gonna add a big font size. So really big like that, 5 rem is fine. And then we're gonna do a font weight of bold. Why can I not switch between these in an easy fashion? There we go. That's okay. So nice and big and bold. Let's go down here to the coming soon section. All right, so this is the whole shebang. And I'm just gonna add a min height to this of 100. So it's kind of like a full page. All right, VH is gonna basically take your screen size and basically means 100% of your screen size. I'm gonna add display flex. All right, just like that. And what is it display flexing? Well, it's display flexing this part and this part right here. All right, because if we check in here, we add the display flex to the coming soon. So it's basically gonna display flex this big div and then the image. All right, so that's what it's affecting right now. Okay, so now what we can do is just align items to center. And as you can see, okay, it's not that nice because we need to change the direction. Again, if you add display flex, all your content will flow horizontally, but we can modify this and add it vertically if we just do if we do flex direction column. All right, that's gonna switch it up. So as you can see, everything is centered horizontally now, but we also want to center it vertically. So you can do justify content center, just like that. So now everything is centered. And always remember, when you don't add flex direction column, these two are modified. So justify content and align items. So basically, if I have flex direction column, align item center, it aligns it horizontally. But if I don't have flex direction column, then it does it vertically. All right, so it's a bit of, just imagine when you add this property column, these two basically change places. That's it. But it doesn't really matter. Who even cares? You just try both of them out until you figure it out. Anyway, so let's just move on. Okay, so now these two containers are centered, which is super cool. Now we also need to do it with this. So the countdown down here. So the way we can do that is the same. So we can just grab the countdown, display flex again. Again, that's gonna put everything horizontally. So now we can just add a justify content, and we can do center if we want to, like that, but that's not gonna look good. What we can do is add a space around, just to kind of push everything out. Now, if you want these to touch kind of the edge of the text here, you can do space between, like that. All right, but I'm gonna do space around. Okay, there we go. Now let's go down here, just grab our day, our hour, our minute and second, and just make these a bit bigger. Make sure you add comma here, otherwise you're gonna be screwed and it's gonna error out. Okay, so let's just do a font size of 3 rem. All right, let's see. There we go, much bigger. And that's pretty much it. That's all we need. Now, I also want to align these in the center, so the time with the day. And the way you do that is you go to the countdown and just say text align center. And look at that. There we go. Perfectly aligned. Fantastico. I also want to add a bit of padding to this upper H2 here. Padding 3 rem. Just space it out a bit. There we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, so now all we need to do is JavaScript, update the time, because it makes no freaking sense. So let's do that. But before we do that, let's just grab the image here, waiting. I believe that's what we gave it. we didn't do anything. Let's just add a class of waiting to this image. Jump back here and just say height. Just give it a height like 50 VH. Make it a bit bigger, just like that. Lovely. Okay, JavaScript part is gonna be super duper easy. So join me and let's do it. So just to keep this clear and practical, I'm gonna create a function for every functionality on the website. So this is gonna be specifically for countdown. So set this equal to one of these arrow functions, and this is how they look like, in case you don't know. And then we're gonna add a count, let's call this count date, all right? So what are we counting down to? I'm gonna say new date, all right, just like that. And in here, you basically pass in the countdown date that you wanna go to. So the format of this is like this, month, all right, so May, and then you can do 17 or like 20 or like 30, 17, comma, and then the year, 2021, and then finally the time. So in my case, I'm gonna do, let's do 00, 00, 00, 00. So as soon as we're at 12 a.m. at night, that's the target. All right, so let's save this. What we can also do is console log this out to see what's up, count date, and let's just run this function. So just go down here and execute it by adding countdown and parentheses. And let's see what we get. So there we go, look at that. We have Monday, May 17th, 2020, 000 GMT 3 Eastern European summertime. Fantastic. All right, so it gives us the whole shebang. But I don't want it to be this format. I want it to be all numbers. So I can mess around and count down to it using math, which I don't know, but I figured it out Googling. So the way you can do that is just go here at the end of this new date and add a dot get time. All right, so it has a specific method attached to it called get time. And as you can see, it says it gets the time value in milliseconds. So it converts the whole shebang and gives you that big number right there. All right, so it takes the whole time and renders it in milliseconds. Damn it. Good. So now that we have our millis, we can go back here, delete this, go back here, and now what we can do is get the current time. So basically we're getting the difference between the future and now, and then subtracting it and getting the difference. So I'm gonna say const now. So this is basically new date, but without adding anything in here. Get time. All right, so if you just add new date, that's gonna get our current time. And now we can get the difference, the gap. So we can say const gap equals count date minus now. Okay, so we have actually the finished number right there in milliseconds. Okay, so now what we need is how does this time work? How does it work? Well, let's learn elementary school. Const seconds. So how many milliseconds are there in a second? 1,000, right? Good. So now we can easily calculate the minutes as well. So minute is second times 60. Okay, and then we can do hour, which is minute times 60. And then we can do day, which is hour times 24. There's some dirt on my keyboard. Be gone, Tot. Okay, so now we know how time works. We can get to the pyramids and aliens. Okay, what do I need to do? Okay, so we have our gap and we know how time works. Now we can calculate basically from this gap how many days are there and how many minutes are there and stuff like that. So we can say const, let's see, calculate the shit. Okay, so we can say day, actually, let's do text day or something like that. This is the finished text. We can do gap divided by day. That's it. Let's see what it gives us. Console log text day. Look at that, 16 days. That's absolutely correct. Now it's not, it gives you 16.3.396, blah, blah, blah. So what we need to do is add a math.floor, which is gonna push it down to 16, all right? So just take this whole shebang and just add math.floor and just add gap divided by day. Again, what math.floor does is it pretty much pushes it down to a full number, all right? It doesn't give you, it says here, returns the greatest integer less than equal to its numeric argument. Okay, thank you so much, floor. Yeah, that's all you need to do. So look at that, now we have 16. Fantastic. So now we can just apply the same thing to hours. So text hour. And we can say math.floor. And here what we do is say gap. And then we add this shebang, which I forgot the name of it. How's this called? Oh, I don't remember. I'm so sorry. You can look it up. Don't be lazy. So we can add gap, this shebang, day, and then divided by the hour. That's how we get the hour. What is this thing called? Let me Google it up. JavaScript. We're learning together, everybody. It's here. I'll find it. Oh my God. I believe we can find it. I'll just add a, whoa. Whoa, it's here. It's here. You thought I was smart? Well, as you can see, I'm not that smart. Operators, it should be here. Okay. Here, it's the frickin' modulus, division remainder. All right, and the way this works is there a simple example here? So it basically gives you the remainder of something. There should be an example here. I just cannot find it. Let me just search for it. Wow, great example here. Okay, no examples. Anyway, basically it just gives you the remainder of a number. So this is how that works. And then we can go to the minutes as well. And we're pretty much applying the same thing here. Actually, I'm going to show you how this works specifically. All you need to do here is just basically change hour here, minute, and then go down here. And then let me also update this to text minute, paste it again, shit. And then just update this to minute and second. Okay, so basically the way this works is if I do a console log of, let's say we have 18 days, right? And we do the remainder of 2. It's gonna give us 0. And the reason why is basically you divide 18 divided by 2. If it perfectly divides, it's gonna give you 0, right? So in this case, it does, because you can do 9 and 9, which is gonna give you a perfect 18. However, if it's 17 here, right, that's not gonna perfectly divide. So if we check now, let me close this up. We're gonna have 1 remainder, all right? So that's basically what's happening here is we do gap and we check the remainder of the day. So like 17 and then 1, right? Which is gonna give us a number, and then we divide that by the hour. Okay, so that should be pretty much it. Now all we need to do is update our actual HTML. So this is gonna be super simple. All we need to do is just say document, query selector, like that. And we can grab the day, and we can just change the inner text of this and set it equal to our text day and hit save. And look at that, we have 16. Lovely. And then we can just pretty much apply the same thing by copy pasting this a few more times. We can do hour, we can do minute and second. And just update this as well. Here, here, and here. Save. And look at that. We are all done. How about that? That's pretty freaking cool, right? Now there's one problem. This does not update, only if you refresh. So that's it. I'm not sure how to fix it. Good luck. I'm joking. All you need to do is just go down here, cut out the, again, like the way JavaScript runs is it checks your shit, it sees this function, saves it up in memory, and then just runs this code once down here because you're only invoking this function once. So if you want to run it multiple times, you can add a set interval and pass in a function here. So it takes two parameters. One's the function and the second one is a timer. So when do you want to run this? Well, every freaking second because it's a countdown. All right, and look at that. I was scared it doesn't work, but there we go. It works. It works. And again, I guess you can just come here and do a little check at the end of the day. If we go here and do a console log, let's do a console log of the gap. See this gap? Is this counting down? Yeah, okay, so this gap is counting down all the way to 0. I believe it should. Freaking shit, it better would be. Well, yeah, because it's count date minus now. All right, so maybe when you can do like an if statement or check if this reaches 0, then you can run another function or something, right? Maybe you can create another function if gap falls below, let's say like 1,000 milliseconds or like 10,000, so it's getting super close to the end, then execute code, launch the bullshit. All right, and that's so something like that should be quite simple to make. It's not that much else to it. Anyway, I got so distracted by that. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed this little thing. It's really not that difficult. I guess just Google up the way math works and it's quite simple. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new today from your boy Deved. Check out my courses down below if you're interested in learning more about web development. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful, it's actually shit outside. It's actually horrible. Was that thunder? That was thunder. Thank you so much.